For a brand like TVS to come out with an adventure tourer motorcycle in the year 2025, well, some of you may think that it's been a long time coming. Well, I'm one of you to say the least. But yes, better late than never, right? Now, this is the all-new TVS Apache RTX 300. Yes, it is part of the Apache series, but yes, unlike the RR 310 and the RTR 310, this one is completely new. From the engine to the chassis to everything you see on this motorcycle, it is all new. Now we are out here in the lovely Himachal Pradesh, invited by TVS, of course, to check out what this motorcycle has to offer. Now, we've been riding this motorcycle for a day out here. Off-road, on-road, got a decent feel of how this motorcycle acts in different given riding circumstances and situations. And now let's find out what this motorcycle is all about.
As with every modern day TVS two-wheeler, the fit and finish of the RTX is admirable. Everything feels nice to look at, better to the touch, and there's really little that feels out of place on this motorcycle. The quality of materials used, everything from the 5-inch TFT color display to the flattish and tidy exhaust can at the rear, everything sits nicely with this one. The bike looks purposeful up front with the split LEDs, while that half fairing gives you that big bike feel around the midsection. The chunky upside down suspension up front, the broad seating arrangement, and even that chunky 150 section Eurogrip tyre at the back add to the substantial feel that this bike has overall. TVS have given the RTX a healthy amount of features as well. Even the base model, well, it comes well equipped with adjustable levers, 5-inch color TFT display, traction control which can be switched off, cruise control, dual channel ABS which can be switched off at the rear, and 4 riding modes: Rally, Tour, Urban and Rain. You even have the option of mirroring your Google Maps onto the screen, very much like the Himalayan, but your phone will have to be on all the while. There's even a handlebar mounted USB charger with both A and Type-C ports, which is very handy indeed. Now, with what TVS call the top variant, which essentially is a mid-spec variant, well, with that bike you will get a bidirectional quick shifter and a top box mount on there. While with the highest spec BTO version, well, that includes adjustable suspension, a TPMS, and a brass coated chain. Now, the accessories list comprises a tiny beak up front, some knuckle guards, crash guards, panniers, and a top box.
Now, when it comes to seating, well, the motorcycle seat height is at a rated A35mm off the ground, so it's not going to be the most convenient thing for a lot of people. And yeah, A35mm off the ground, it's better to actually put your leg on one of the pegs and actually swing a leg over with this one. 10mm higher than something like the Adventure 250 from KTM. But yeah, a very nice, comfortable seating position. 200mm of ground clearance on offer here as well. And with 180mm of suspension travel at either end of this motorcycle, it isn't the greatest kind of suspension travel that you can get in this particular segment of motorcycle, but yeah, it totally works with this configuration and with the way this bike is set up. Now, the seat is very accommodating. You have enough space to actually get in front, hug the tank if you're going off-road, if you want to ride off-road. Even the seating position, it's nice and narrow in the center. I don't know if you'll be able to make out, but yeah, standing position on the motorcycle, given my height and weight, 5'9", and I'm around 92 kgs, it is rather comfortable standing and riding this motorcycle, but yes, I would rather have some risers on there. But yes, the seat, given the adventure touring credentials, it certainly makes a good case for itself, at least the rider seat. Pillion seat, as far as this ride is concerned, we don't have a real understanding of that right now because, yeah, time is of the essence. But yes, adventure touring, the seat, very comfortable, even off-road, on-road, very nice and comfortable. Spent around 3 hours as of now riding the motorcycle off-road and a bit of on-road as well. Had a good time on it and really no complaints. The handlebar, nice and wide, gives you a nice commanding riding position as well. Everything well within reach, and yeah, it feels like a nice motorcycle that you could ride for over long distance at ease. Now, I mentioned before that this is an all-new motorcycle, and that includes, well, all-new steel threadless chassis, the aluminum cast subframe, and most importantly, that new engine. This is the same 299cc single-cylinder liquid-cooled motor, makes around 36 PS of max power, 28.5 Nm of max torque, spread fairly so across the power band. I'll get to that because yeah, for a motorcycle of this stature, I would have expected a little more punch lower down the power band because yeah, well, the fun really starts once you cross the 4000 RPM mark. It really comes to life at that kind of RPM. It's not exactly dead lower than that, but yeah, I would have definitely liked the engine to be a little more peppier lower down. give it a little more sprightly kind of feel to it. But yeah, if you're new to this displacement category of motorcycle, adventure touring, this is your first motorcycle in this displacement category, this would be a very nice motorcycle to get used to and ride, because the engine, it performs very smoothly, very nice, very tractable, of course. And yeah, it is very unlike the RTR and the RR 310 motorcycles that we have witnessed before. Well, those engines, you always had to be on the gas, always felt very edgy. Well, this one is more relaxed, more calm, and kind of docile, very easygoing. But yeah, once you actually cross 5000 RPM, you can really push this one, the limits of this one, because TVS do take their chassis and their whole performance dynamic very seriously, and it's evident in this motorcycle. Made it to a 6-speed gearbox. You do have a slip and assist clutch, works very well, should be okay in the city. We haven't gotten a lot of city traffic out in here on this particular first ride experience. We've been out in the mountains, got a lot of B roads, broken village roads, that kind of stuff, uphill, downhill, broken patches. Well, the motorcycle felt very nice because the way it's set up, the suspension, well, you have an upside down 41mm fork up front, shock at the rear. Well, this motorcycle that I've been riding is the BTO model. You do have the adjustable suspension, which really worked wonders for me, because given my form and weight and height, well, it really worked for me, because I did tweak it, I did tighten it up at both ends when we were on paved surfaces, and when we hit the rough patches, I kind of loosened it up, and it really worked wonders. The suspension, it is just very pliant and very nice and very easy to get used to handling this motorcycle.
Now on our ride out here, we really didn't get an opportunity to test how the RTX handles highway touring speeds, unfortunately, because we are pretty much subjecting the bike to a fair bit of battering off-road all throughout. So we'll save our judgment for that bit for another time. But if there's one thing I can definitely vouch for at this time with the RTX, it's the level of comfort that this bike provides. And by that I mean the seat and the functioning of the suspension units. Well, they're just brilliant. Function definitely matches form out here.
Adventure touring, given its form, well, this is a very nice seat. It works well given its configuration. Good amount of room you have as well. It's nice and narrow in the middle. You can actually stand up and ride. That's not a problem. Because yeah, I've been standing up and riding for most of this kind of ride out here today. Not a lot of ride time, but yeah, for whatever time I had with the motorcycle, out in these rough patches out here in the lovely mountains, I had a good blast with this motorcycle, because yeah, it is very engaging to ride with the way it's set up. First of all, you do have 4 ride modes, which are urban, rain, tour, and rally. And I was pretty much on that mode because I had to test out the motorcycle in the best way I think I'd like to. But yeah, even in that mode, with the least interference of the electronic aids on this motorcycle, and it comes packed with them, by the way, I did find there to be a slight fueling issue with this bike, because when I was aggressive with the throttle, if I was planning an overtake, aggressive on the throttle, shift gears quickly, bang on the throttle again, there was that small lapse where there was no power on tap, and that was very scary, because yeah, if you're carrying on an overtake and you need that power, even in that fraction of a second, well, yeah, you're not going to have that with this current form. I think TVS really have to work on that, and it's not a big issue, but I think they should be able to manage that, get that out of the way real soon.
The RTX is just such a fun bike to ride, and although you'll be working the gearbox quite a bit to get the best performance out of this motor, because the first 3 gears on there are rather short, well, that lovely quick shifter on there makes life with this bike just so much more fun and enjoyable. Now on this ride, I honestly didn't find much to complain about with this motorcycle, because aside from that fueling issue that I encountered both on and off the road, I think that it would just have to be the 12.5 litre fuel tank. Because you see, I think if you're going to go off into some land where fuel bunks are sparse and the terrain is challenging enough for you to have the engine on the boil for most part, because you'll eventually end up doing that in the pursuit of, well, downright fun, well, range might turn out to be a bit of an issue for you then.
To sum things up out here with the RTX 300, after my short stint with it out here in Himachal, at least, yeah. Now, so a couple of things that I liked about the motorcycle were, of course, the riding position, the fit and finish, the amount of tech you have on there, the cost also, because yeah, you're getting a good 300cc adventure touring motorcycle that's packed to the gills with tech, and yeah, lovely fit and finish, good ergonomics, good chassis. The engine could be a little better according to me. Otherwise, a very awesome motorcycle to ride, very engaging. The things I didn't quite like about it, obviously I would have really liked a little more power, from the engine, and yeah, that's pretty much it, to be honest. But yeah, I'm looking forward to riding this bike back home, because let's see how it fares in the city. Now we've just been belting it out here in the mountains, checking it out, at least the suspension, giving that a real run through. But overall, a very nice package, even though TVS have taken their own sweet time coming out with an adventure touring motorcycle. They seem to have done a good job, but yeah, it still seems a little rough around the edges, but it doesn't seem to be that drastic an effort. I think TVS can manage that very well. If you are interested in a motorcycle that's pretty much hardcore off-road, would I suggest this one to you? Not exactly, no, not at this particular time, not in this particular configuration. But yeah, given its pricing, under 2 lakh for this motorcycle, the base version, you get a good amount of tech in there, a good amount of features as well. But yeah, 30,000 rupees, you add 30,000 rupees, 2,30,000 rupees ex-showroom for this, for the top spec BTO version, which is this bike. Well, this makes a lot of sense. This is the best version of this motorcycle I think you would want to get your hands on, especially because of the configurable suspension, or the suspension that you can configure the way you want it to. It makes a big world of a difference to this motorcycle, and I think it will make a big world of a difference to you too, should you have the chance to check it out. So yes, do let us know what you think of this motorcycle in the comments.